Hello everyone, this is Griffin Station back here with another Jump Force video. In today's video we'll be talking about why I think RYO from City Hunter has been the best character inclusion for Jump Force so far. I know some people might not agree with this, but there are a couple of reasons why I think he is the best, and I'll start off with my number one point, is that it was truly unexpected. Everyone had made many theorized lists on which characters they believed would make it into Jump Force, and I would say for maybe 99% of those lists, RYO or any character from City Hunter just did not make that list. And so seeing a character like RYO from an older series make it onto this list that's also not generally a fighter just was an amazing surprise, and also a great surprise for fans of the series that probably just gave up on the notion of him being in just because it was truly unexpected. Now, my second point is the ability to use long-ranged attacks. Most of the characters we have in this game use combat fist-to-fist fighting. And that's fun and all, but I want to see some dynamics. And I know that in the Storm series we had characters like Daedra and Shino, which were long-ranged, and sometimes they could be broken, sometimes they could just be super weak. But I think having a long-ranged fighter where you can really play with the dynamic of your space with the enemy, and also the fact that you can switch between characters, you can really set up an interesting dynamic with your team to really flesh out what's going to be your tactics for this game. Are you going to want to play a character like RYO that is long ranged and have to switch to a more close combat character when your enemy rushes you? You'll have a lot more diversity if you have characters that are long ranged like RYO. My next point I want to mention is that we could be getting non-fighting characters. And so far, all the characters have been from fighting anime, from Shonen, obviously Shonen Jump series that have fighting in them. But with RYO, of course he has form of combat with his weapons, with his guns, but having a sort of different fighting style just creates such a great opening for even other characters that use guns and other forms of weapons that aren't necessarily hand-to-hand, that aren't right up in your face like with swords. His moveset is probably going to be one of the most iconic and unique portions of this game, and I honestly just can't wait for it. And my last point I want to mention is that this does open up doors for smaller / older series. Of course, City Hunter wasn't small per se, but comparing it to Saint Seiya, to Dragon Ball, to Yu Yu Hakusho, those series that really had their peak before the 2000s and ran before the 2000s, it just doesn't compete. And so seeing a series that isn't necessarily quite as big as, let's say, those others I mentioned, is great. Of course, in J-Stars we had a lot of series, I want to say newer series, and it sort of seemed like that they sort of forgot about a lot of the 1970s, 1980s series, and so it's great to see that we're actually getting some of these other series that had been running in Jump and are a staple of the Jump franchise. Do you guys think that RYO was the best inclusion they've done so far? Honestly, although I didn't look too hype in my reaction trailer, I truly think that he is probably my favorite inclusion, maybe just behind Hisoka, because Hisoka is one of my favorite characters from anime in general. But RYO was definitely a great surprise. It really opens up the door for the roster in the future, and honestly, I just can't wait to try him out, since he hasn't been playable in any Jump game if I recall. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video or found it informative, please leave a like, it'd be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more of my content, subscribe to the channel, and turn on bell notifications so you are alerted whenever I upload. You can also click on the eye icon in the top right hand corner to see some of my recent videos. But other than that, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys in the next video or live stream. Bye!